Okay, so here's an update on Aston Martin for, I don't know, anybody that cares, but so I've taken some of the obviously broken pieces off here. The big kind of front cross member here, the front air box, which I knew, some of the cross braces. One thing which I knew pretty early on was that the AC condenser had been punctured, so you can see where all the oil leaked out there. And it got pushed back into the radiator, but fortunately it didn't damage the radiator, which I kind of knew. So I'll kind of clean up some of the grease off of there. I'll order another AC condenser coil. But the other thing is the these kind of fiberglass support panels that these braces mount to here were damaged on both the right and left side. So those look like they're going to be fun to replace. So there's the two mounting tabs. There's also something I've never seen before, which is a power steering cooling. And although some of the fins were bent on it, it doesn't appear to be leaking. So that one should be reusable. So, you know, there's not much here, mechanically speaking, that needs to be done. The biggest thing, obviously, is the body work, which you know, we'll get to, I guess, maybe in another episode. But so I've been working on the interior. Go around the other side. I've taken the seats out. So I took out the driver's seat because I need to replace the seat belt, and the passenger seat I took out because I need to get the airbag repaired. So the seat removal was pretty easy. The hardest part was these stupid connectors, like on most cars, figuring out which tab to push and pull. And of course you couldn't use all the same connectors on the seat. They have to have different ones, but whatever. So to get the seat belt out, which lives right here, you take that bolt out, right? But then there's a connector that you can't get out. So in order to get that connector out, you have to take out this big cast brace, or first you have to take out the panel, right? So you have to take out the sill plate to get out the panel, which is held in by, there's a panel push pin, whatever you want to call it, and then there's a screw back there, and then the panel comes out. But then you have to take out, there's a big cast aluminum part here that holds the seat belt with 4 big bolts, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, those 2 back there. And then there's one that kind of plugs into the speaker grill in the top, which you have to get out, which will allow you to remove that whole big piece, and then you can unscrew and bolt the rest of it. But you still can't get at the connector. So to get at the connector, then you have to take this whole subwoofer enclosure out. So you have to take out that kind of plastic screw there, then you have to take out the 2 bolts over there, then there's 2 more underneath the carpeting here you have to take out. Then you can lift the whole thing up enough to the point where you can get the connector out. So, and that allows you to get the seatbelt out. So I'll send that out, get repaired. The other thing, the location is the airbag module, which lives right here under the center console. It's pretty intuitive to figure out how it comes out. You know, screws from the top or the bottom. But and then the other thing was there was some stains. There was some kind of spill, which I hadn't noticed because you'd never notice it unless you tilt the seat forward, which you don't really do too much in a car like this. But while I had the seats out, I figured I would repair it. Not repair it, but clean it. So I've been using some carpet cleaner, some shampoo, and you know, 95% of it came out. But again, you'll never notice that. But you know, I cleaned the carpeting in the front here while I was at it, and the passenger wheel well. So it's looking pretty clean in here once I get all this done. So the passenger seat, once I got it out, was kind of a bear to get apart. But as you might expect, you know, they try hard to hide the seams. You know, there's a push. They push all the original seams down here into this one. So you take that out. Then there's a push pin here and kind of a push pin here, which allows you to take that out. But then they use double-sided tape to stick it there, and then you can pull it up under the seat from the front. And then you have to kind of, there's a zipper here in the middle which kind of opens up. Then you can work the whole thing up. You have to bend the seat forward, work it up over the top, get the whole thing apart. There's the heating element for the seat, and there's some bladders, some air bladders for the lumbar support. But so the airbag module I took out. The replacement one's about 50 bucks used. Comes out with 2 bolts from the back, which wasn't intuitively obviously at first, but that's it pretty much. So next step will be to get the seats back in, get the airbag module reset, remove all the crash data, turn off the airbag indicator light, and get the seat belt repaired as well. So then I should have the whole interior back together. Apparently, come to find out too, there's a alarm system that has its own kind of standalone battery, and if the car's been sitting for a while, it goes dead. So the alarm system needs a replacement module. Doing some research online, I guess it's located up behind the rear wheel well. So I've got some parts coming in for the front and other things. So that's pretty much it. You know, when I make some more progress, I'll maybe do another video. So, but I've also ordered some replacement hood and fenders used. You know, obviously I'll get those professionally painted. So last thing kind of on my list is the headlights. They're both cracked, but I think one of them might be repairable. But we'll see.